So why don't we just get into it? What you got on the topics for us first to talk about?
So we're going to start with Jim Harbaugh being hired by the Los Angeles Chargers. So he's been hired as of we don't know the exact details of the contract, but regardless, he's going to be the head coach of the Chargers for the upcoming season and for the near future, from what we can tell. So, JT, what are your thoughts on that hire?
I mean, for the Chargers, just based on their last coach, I mean, this is probably the best that they could do. I mean, Harbaugh is one of the top coaches on the market, whether we're in the pros or in college. So for them to land him, I mean, that's got to be a step up. Anything's a step up from Staley. I mean, me and you going out there calling plays is a step up from Brandon Staley. So I like it for Justin Herbert because at least I think he'll have stability. I think Harbaugh has shown that he doesn't put everything on his quarterbacks to win. So that might be a good thing for Justin Herbert. That actually might help him flourish even more. Only thing I want to see is who they hire as the GM, because for two reasons. One, GM's going to decide what kind of talent they bring in going forward. So I want to see that. And also, we forget with the 49ers, like he kind of had not a great relationship with the guys in the front office. So I think that kind of led to him, not being an NFL coach anymore. So I'm assuming by them hiring him first, they're going to vet that GM based on how they get along with Harbaugh. So other than that, like I said, I think it's a good hire. I mean, I'm excited for them, excited for Justin Herbert, and then excited to see what happens.
Yeah, of course. It's a great hire for the Chargers. They make the big splash. They needed to do that. If you look at social media, I know JT says I don't look at social media.
But you don't.
You look at social media.
You know absolutely nothing about social media. I don't know why you're trying to act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
If you look at social media, as soon as it occurred, all of the Charger fans, however many there are out there, they were all excited about it. They applauded the Spanos family for finally making the big splash, finally going out and spending money on the head coach. So from a Charger standpoint, tickets, publicity, all of that, great move. And he's proven wherever he goes, he does win. Whether it's Stanford, the 49ers, Michigan, when he was a quarterback, right, taking the Colts, kind of the underdog team. But looking at Harbaugh's position, the first point is what you mentioned, the general manager. Without them having a general manager right now, unless they told them in the interview or that it's in the contract, from now on, if I'm a head coach or like an assistant for an NFL team, I want the Gerard Mayo type of contract. I want everything specifically stated in my contract. If I'm Jim Harbaugh, I want it in the contract that I get to attend the general manager interviews and I have input into the decision. I get to attend all of that. Any discussions, I'm part of it, whether the candidate's there or not. So I want that in the contract if I'm Jim Harbaugh. And then two, so you brought up a good point there. But two, JT, they're going to be $27.5 million over the cap. They've got to figure out what they're going to do with, I think, Keenan Allen, Bosa, Khalil Mack. Like, they need to figure all of that out. So
I think those guys are going to be gone. Like, you're the cap expert. I just don't know what the dead cap would be if they get rid of those guys.
Yeah, I'd have to look a little bit more in depth. But
I'm assuming it's not small, because otherwise it would be like, oh yeah, we're just going to cut these guys in the offseason. That's a move that we know they're going to make. It sounds like it's not as simple as we make it to move on from those three guys. No, you're right. They do need to cut those contracts.
It never is. But the thing with that is, like you said, what's that roster going to look like now? Keenan Allen is older. That's great that you have Justin Herbert, but if that's all you have, I don't know. In
Are you
LA,
saying Justin Herbert is no longer enough?
No, but what I'm saying is he's no longer enough right now, and he has at least some veterans. If you're looking to rebuild, you're not going to instantly rebuild. Like, you need core pieces, and I'm not sure that they have it quite there yet. But I think more importantly for Jim Harbaugh is he's going to the LA market, and he's not going to be that big fish. We've talked about it before, and I just don't know if all of that fits what Harbaugh was.
He's all about building his culture, and like, he is the brand. Like, you're right. LA is one of those cities. Like, especially if you're not winning, you can't be number one. Like, think about it. Like, LeBron is in LA, and it's like he not even number one in LA. Like, think about it. Like it's not his city. He's just there playing for the Lakers, and people like him. So
Right.
I
But
agree with you. Like Harbaugh's gonna have to
the
deal with that.
last point, real quick, why I'm hesitant on saying it's a great move by Harbaugh himself. He leaves Michigan. That was the first time they won a consensus, not a shared title in 97, a consensus title, I think since 1948 or 49. Think about that. You're a legend. You're a legend no matter if you went back and didn't win again. It was set. Like, go back, continue to build it, Chase Saban. But more importantly, he put himself in a division with Patrick Mahomes. We're finding out it doesn't matter what Mahomes has around him. What do we always say? As
We're
long
not
as
repeating that.
Andy
Okay,
Reid is there and
we get
Mahomes is there, they will continue to win. Why did Harbaugh put himself in that division? Like, I think that's where some of his arrogance may catch up to him finally.
I mean,
And
but realistically, where is he going to go? I mean, this is probably the best job on the
what?
market as far as
How is
what
Atlanta
he
not
has to
better?
do to right the ship.
How's Atlanta not better?
They don't have a quarterback.
But they can get one with their
But
draft.
they have to get one and hope that
And
he is
don't
good.
forget,
We know Justin Herbert can play in the NFL and he's good. Like, that's why the Chargers is the most attractive job. The only other one that I thought was up there was the Raiders, and they already got their coach. But and it's in that same division. But I get what you're saying. Like, why would you want to go to the division with the guy that's been in the AFC Championship every game as a starter? I get that, but some of it might be the crazy arrogance of Harbaugh because he did the same thing at Michigan. It's like, why would you want to go to? You got to play Ohio State every year, like they're the king. And he
he didn't have any other options at that point.
Maybe it's the end. Maybe it's the end of the Mahomes era. We'll see.
No one in the NFL wanted him at that point after what happened with him and Trent Baalke. So
we'll see. So we both think it's good, not great. We'll see what happens, but we both agree on this. We have to see what happens with that general manager, and we'll have to go from there. But Chargers, congrats! You got a new coach. It's not Brandon Staley. At least you could be happy